Messi's.
I
think
Ronaldo
has.
Start it, just so you know. Do you want to just start it?
Oh yeah, start it.
Welcome back.
No, I was just trying to go over the topic.
Welcome back. If you guys were behind the scenes, by the way, things are getting heated. But
no, good.
No,
No,
it was
now
good,
we're
it was good.
agreeing.
in a good way. In a good way. I'm
Yeah,
not saying
yeah.
heated like
Right,
we're
right.
butting heads.
Yeah.
It's just it's an emotional conversation. We have a lot
There
of
you
passion.
go. Not heated always means bad.
Yeah,
Not
it
always.
Does,
Yes,
it does.
yes.
In America now,
Okay,
I
when
think that's the
but when a
culture,
house
you
goes
know?
on fire, it's heated, right? So that's a bad thing.
Right.
That's the worst analogy of all time.
No, well, just
Welcome
telling
back
you.
to Two Coaches. This is part 2 of our conversation.
If I ever
about
say Joey and Travis were hanging out and things got heated, no
Yeah,
one's gonna
no,
think
no,
they had
no.
a great time. You know what I mean?
Wait, or like,
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah, okay.
This is a terrible analogy.
Yeah, okay.
So you were saying that Ozil was acting like a baby at Arsenal.
Yeah,
Right.
and I think that's the problem at Arsenal. The problem at Arsenal is that he's too soft now, Wenger.
Right.
He lets people get away with certain things, and like people are like, "Oh, Alexis Sanchez had a tantrum." Yeah, because dude, Alexis Sanchez is not passing the ball to anybody right now because
Right.
he doesn't trust anybody else. He's doing what Thierry Henry and all those guys. They just wanted to score goals, man. Just score goals and win games. And they won games. Listen, Man United when they went in the Invincibles, they were down. What was it, like the 89th minute, and they tied the game 1-1 because it wasn't about winning the game. It was about not losing.
Right.
And that's Arsenal's problem. They can't win a game 1-0 because it's not about winning the game. It's not about not losing. It's about how much do we win by.
Right.
No, that's where I respect Mourinho in that fact. It's like Mourinho, he's a nut job, right? But I respect
a
him.
great point, though.
He
It
can
is-
win.
it is a good point.
He says this: if I win a game 1-0, I win a game.
Yeah.
So you know,
And how do you argue that?
Yeah.
talking about
At
like
that level, at that
you
level.
Of course.
You can't.
Yeah, we're not talking about 10-year-olds, by the
Yeah.
way.
But it's funny because talking about like Messi's mentality now and how you didn't point out that maybe that's why he didn't win the World Cup and whatnot. Maybe because he didn't have that killer mentality, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at obviously like Ronaldo's different from that. And then you look at Messi, for example, when Ibrahimovic went to Barcelona. And if you notice, like as the season went on, Zlatan started playing less and he was less effective because
Messi didn't want to play.
Messi didn't want to play on the wing. He wanted to play as a center striker,
Right.
which is where Zlatan played. So like I feel like someone with maybe
By the
Ronaldo's
way, who has
mentality-
won every trophy you could possibly win at
yeah.
every team. He's won a league. He's won a league title at
Yeah.
every single team.
He's to
Alright,
me,
so
he's
he's gotta
probably
be pretty
the best
good.
striker because in his
Yeah,
streak,
Overall,
one of
he's the best
That's
besides
fair.
Thierry Henry.
Of course.
He's the best overall striker I've
Right.
ever seen in
He's
my life.
dominating
And he's
in every
6'5",
league.
by the way.
Yeah.
He's 6'5". You can't move
At his
like that.
age
6'5".
right now, just goals
Right.
he's scoring for Man U is ridiculous,
Yeah.
honestly. But the point I'm trying to make is, I think Ronaldo would have embraced.
I just want to take
Ibrahimovic,
a
you know what I
moment
mean?
that was a big compliment to all the Man United fans out there from Baja. So
Okay,
I know
which
he's
is
got
rare.
some buddies watching. and
Notice
they
I
rip
didn't
him.
comment.
They rip him.
Notice I didn't comment on his Man United status, even though he's doing
I
very
know.
well.
I know.
Just to home back that I still love Arsenal.
Right.
You know?
But the thing is, like I think a player like Ronaldo, because of his winning mentality, I should say, maybe would have embraced Ibrahimovic taking on a bigger role, knowing that this guy's gonna help us win everything.
Yeah,
Because
but
Ronaldo's
the
not
whole,
winning.
but
Right.
even those, I mean, those conversations to me are still different than what we're talking about in development. Like you're talking about
But
professionals
is it
and how they're
because
soft, and that's true.
if Messi was a 13, 14-year-old player at Barcelona,
Which he was.
which he was, and had he been maybe ripped apart for certain tendencies, because whatever habits he had at a young age, I'm sure translated into what he is now as an adult with that mentality, right?
I think it's hard because he wasn't around his family, even though that kind of moved him over there.
And I think made everyone soft
There's a
around
lot
him.
of variables.
But I also
made
think,
people soft around
but I
him.
also think,
There's a lot of
but I also think
variables.
there's a change. There has to be a change. Okay, so when it's a different sport, right? But Luke Walton's like the coach of the LA
Yes,
Lakers,
yes.
and
His father,
they wanted
yeah.
Kobe. Yeah, they wanted Kobe. Kobe wanted to come back, and Luke Walton said nah. And then Stephen A. Smith, who I respect massively, I respect because he always has a valid point. It might not be
does.
right, but it's valid.
Right.
He goes, I don't think it's a good time for Kobe to come back because Kobe's mentality is winning, and he's gonna rip these players apart. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is absolutely bring Kobe back. And the reason
Right.
why
That's
I
the
say
reason
this,
you're not bringing
the
him,
reason
right.
why I say this is because those players, they're like, oh, because they want the team, they might not react to it. They might not be able to be told that they're not good enough. You're being paid $4, $5, $6 million. Heck yeah, you're gonna be told you're not good enough. Like
Right.
you're being paid that.
Right,
Like that is
right.
your job. Like if you're not winning, that's your job. And what I mean by that is like when Messi was 13, don't tell him that. But when Luis Enrique, when he comes in and he wants to change something tactically, as a player you have to go and the front office has to say, Messi, for now, play your hardest of what he wants to do. If it doesn't work out, we tweak it. But there's no way Messi should be allowed to say, no, I'm not going to do it.
But here's the funny thing, right? And I think here's the difference where, like, and I'm sure you'll agree, like, in today's age, players have way too much power.
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying.
Messi could have easily been like, well, that's not what I want. I'm gonna put in my transfer request
and it's
go
hard
to PSG, who's gonna pay you
hard,
like $1 billion.
But it's hard also because we're talking about Messi, right? We're not talking about somebody.
Which he only wants to play for Pep Guardiola. Let's not get that twisted.
But even with Özil, right? Özil wasn't really scoring goals. He was more. He always looked for the assists. Like how many times did he not take an open shot? Because he's just always looking.
Just Ozil.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Just Ozil. The whole Arsenal team. Love a pass across the box.
But my point is,
God.
my point is that I think that age 13, 14, 15 we're talking about is actually very crucial. Because that's going to set them up for the rest of their life as far as mentality.
But that's player management, though.
That's player management. But at that young age,
you could never yelled at Messi. He would have crumbled.
But I don't know about that.
He would have crumbled, man. He would have crumbled.
Well, yeah,
Messi used to cry all the time. You remember the documentary? He used to cry all the time because he missed home, blah, blah, blah. But I think, like, that nurturing of Messi was smart. But I think there's got to be a maturity thing, a conversation with Messi. Be like, Messi, it's not back then no more. You're a grown man now. You have to understand that we bring coaches in because we believe that their tactics are going to work. You didn't bring the coach in. We brought the coach in.
Right.
In the sense that you have to listen to him for now. If things don't work, we all have a conversation together. Because of your status here and what you've done, we give you that respect on being in on that meeting.
Right. But see, and like I know that I know you touched a few times on like that mentality, right? But and then you just said, for example, we would have lost Messi and we wouldn't have had maybe one of the best players in history, right? So it's like. To say maybe it's unfair to say he would have won the World Cup had he had that mentality, because maybe he wouldn't even have been the best player in the world if he didn't have the mentality.
That mentality because he couldn't take all that pressure on his shoulders. When Ronaldo invites that pressure, that's the respect I have for Ronaldo.
But yet people would say Messi is the best player in the world. And that's exactly why.
Talented.
We're talking about talent.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you why. And I kill everybody with this. And the reason is not like kill like that.
I know.
Ronaldo has strength, size, speed,
everything.
left foot, right foot.
Everything.
Messi has
He's a perfect player. Messi does only have a left foot, and I agree, right?
But and he never dives.
Right.
Yeah.
But
he's clever. I mean, like he's got a brain.
But he's one of the best players in the world.
But I'm saying though, Messi only has a left foot.
Right.
And he still has almost beaten him at Ronaldo in every record except Champions League goals. Let's say, right?
Right.
Okay. But what I'm trying to say is that he's only got a left foot. My man, he can't head it. He's not as physically.
I agree.
Lower to the ground.
I'm agreeing with all of that.
That's why I don't.
But my question is that I agree with all of that. But my question is that. If we only focus on players with a certain mentality, we're not going to have the superstars like Messi.
Like, but we're not saying only focus on him. I'm just saying, like,
but that kind of environment, that kind of environment, Messi wouldn't have developed.
No way.
He would have quit.
He would have quit. Man, he would have want to go back.
So what I'm saying is, like, to say that mentality of ripping your teammates apart and stuff is the right mentality all the time.
But we're not saying. But
that's why I said it's situational.
It is right, and that's why I'm saying it's the coach's job, though.
But does it exist? But
no, wait. You said no. He said the coach. Wait, you know I said it's coach's job. You said it's a coach's job, but you said the parent coach took the kid off the field. That's what I'm talking about, the coaching part and situational in the sense that, remember I said you should have waited till halftime?
Right.
Nobody should have been taken off the field.
Right.
It's the same thing. Okay, I'm not gonna ever use names because I think it will kill me.
Yeah.
But I've seen people like a kid makes a mistake and they take that player off right away. Wrong.
Right. And that's actually one of the
worst
worst things
go.
you could do.
Let that player go.
If
they make the same mistake again, especially I think up until 14 years old.
Yeah.
14 years old because now it's real world. Because now you're gonna go into high school, it's real world, dude. Stop being a baby. But my point is that okay, keep making a mistake. He doesn't take him off and be like, hey, listen, I let you go through it a little bit, but you have to see in this situation you have to do this. And also what I think though is that like how every kid now is afraid of making a mistake, and it's because of that thing of being taken off the field right away. So I say this to all my kids.
Or you have the flip side of that with the players that are way too soft and they don't understand the difference between a mistake and success.
Yeah, but think about this. I say this to all my kids that I coach now, not even the ones that I do personal training. I say, can you perfect technique? Absolutely not. You cannot perfect technique. I mess up all the time, and I think I have very good technique with everything I do. Passing, shooting, I shoot both feet. I can ping it both feet. Doesn't matter where you are. But my point is, there's two or three things you can perfect. You can perfect attitude, effort, and I guess I'd say those attitude and effort. But you can perfect those.
But you know what? Attitude and effort can be highly impacted by teammates like Travis growing up, for example.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean is that like
Messi having teammates like that. I'm telling you, like,
but do you think that he
never
had teammates
like
that?
But
you know what? Maybe that's why he's never left Barcelona.
Why he's never left Barcelona? He can't mentally leave it.
Because if Manchester,
if Manchester, England had the same temperature as Barcelona, you think he'd leave? I said that to somebody the other day.
But
you know
think
he'd leave with Pep
Messi wouldn't be able to play with a player like Roy Keane, for example.
No chance. He would get ripped apart.
And he would have quit. He would have been like,
He needs Xavi.
He needs someone with that attitude.
But I also think that's Barcelona's problem defensively is like they don't have a Puyol no more.
Right.
So Piqué and Umtiti's young, but Piqué gets away with whatever he wants.
But it goes.
Against
But
PSG,
And
that
he
was
doesn't
embarrassing.
have that like attitude that
Yeah.
we all had, right?
Dude, that's
agree.
why Barcelona won.
Right.
I
That's
agree
why
with what you're
Barcelona
saying. I'm just saying that goes both ways too.
Right, but
You know,
I'm
like,
just saying
like
it's a
Roy
risk.
Keane wouldn't develop in the same way that Messi would either.
Right,
And then
but
you
what I'm
lose
saying
out on Roy
is-
Keane.
But
So
Roy
either
Keane
way,
also
there's a
ripped
balance.
So
apart
let me
David
ask
Beckham.
you this. Let me ask you
Yeah,
this. And
I
this
mean,
is,
but that's what I'm saying.
this might be a
Roy
separate-
Keane could take it. Roy Keane
Right,
was in
this
an
might be a
environment
separate
that he could always
topic.
get ripped apart.
This-
Two
yeah.
different personalities.
But that's what I mean. But wait, real
But the
quick, before you go,
environment
wait,
exists.
hold on. But I said what I was saying before, and what I meant before is that you can perfect can't perfect technique, effort, and attitude. What I mean is that you can perfect is you can give your all of that,
Right,
and
you
that's
can.
perfect. That's
Right.
perfection by giving your
Right.
all. And what I mean is that like kids nowadays with development and mentality is that they think they have to perfect technique. No, it's about if you lose that ball, go get it back.
Right.
That's perfect
And
attitude.
coaches don't teach
but they take them
that.
off,
Right.
and but
I
they
know.
teach. That's the problem. They try to think like, oh, technique's gonna be perfect. Heck no, man. If you lose that ball, teach him that. If he gets it back, that's all I want you to do.
No, you
now,
strive for perfection with technique,
yes,
but you can
yes,
hit perfection with your
attitude and
Right.
effort. And what I mean, and I tell it to my boys, I say, listen, I never get mad at you for losing the ball. It's wrong of me. I've lost the ball many times,
Yeah.
but I went and got it back. And
Yeah.
that's being a teammate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's driven further on is like, that's the mentality of like, okay, if I lose it, I got to get the ball
And that's
back
how
from my
Barcelona
teammate.
plays, actually, isn't it?
Well,
Like-
not against PSG,
but yeah,
that was embarrassing.
that
That
was
was
embarrassing.
they didn't press. They didn't
Right.
real quick. They didn't press,
Yeah.
and they kept trying to pass out of the back, embarrassingly.
Yeah. But really quick, I do, and this might be a different topic, but let's say you have and I think this is a different topic, so if you don't want to answer it and you want to save it, that's fine. But could a player like Roy Keane and Messi have been brought up in the same academy and reached the level that they both have in their careers?
I don't think that it would be to the same.
With the same coach.
Yeah, I
Yeah, on
don't.
the same team with the same coach, most likely. Who's a good man manager. Who's a very good man manager that recognizes Messi.
I always wonder
That's
what Sir
tough.
Alex
It's
Ferguson
tough.
would have done with Messi. I've always wondered that.
Well, you know
Yeah.
what's funny? Hold on.
because he had Ronaldo. So
You know
like,
what's
Yeah.
really funny though?
But
Hold on.
Ronaldo's been famous when he was at Man United for being the hardest worker.
Right.
Like Roy Keane, like everyone expects Roy Keane to trash Ronaldo because
yeah, he had
of
a
the diving and the
key made
prima
for the
Right, and he
gym.
didn't, right.
He had a key made for the gym.
And
mean, it was-
I just
yeah.
want to point out a really quick story because like he did get ripped apart a lot in practice. Obviously, Ronaldo playing with Rio Ferdinand and Roy Keane, you're going to right.
Right.
But really quick story, like like obviously some of us know about the hair dryer treatment from
Yeah.
Ferguson, which is when he just like goes off on a player immensely. And almost every player has received it besides Scholes, I heard, if I remember the stories correct.
Yeah.
But basically, it's when he
Too
blows
good.
up on a player, and
Yeah.
he's blown up
Doesn't mess up.
on Ronaldo as well, obviously.
Yeah.
But Ronaldo was the only player that he's ever stayed after practice with and apologized to him and talked to him after, because he recognized
that he's a father figure.
that
more
he's a
than
father.
anything.
Yeah, and that he needed that father
Ronaldo
figure.
lost his father, so
Right, and
Yeah.
Ronaldo had a different mentality than players like Roy
But
Keane
again,
and Rio
that's why
Ferdinand.
he's the best player
So-
manager
ever.
So-
Yeah,
ever.
and I agree with
100%.
that.
There's
Roy,
no question.
Yeah,
There's no-
Ferguson's
Still
the
don't
best
like Man United,
Right,
but I
I love
respect.
Man United.
But
Yeah.
that's unfortunate.
best man
But I
manager
respect
in history.
I grew up
respect-
loving Man United.
Is that
so.
because I had Roy Keane?
No,
Because that's what my dad is.
Do you-
I
do you
wonder
know-
if it was an Irish.
Do you know the honest
But you're
reason?
Italian though. That's what
Do you know the honest reason? Because when like growing up, what was on TV, like my first
Was
exposure.
Arsenal beating Man United?
No, my first exposure,
That was
my
good. That was
my
good.
first exposure was Man United all the time, and the
Yeah.
player that I idolized when he got to Man United was Cristiano Ronaldo, and it was before anyone knew who he was.
Yeah.
And he became one of the best
It
players
was a
in the world.
sporting.
so-
It was a sporting
was.
Man United game, wasn't
was.
it? That
Right.
it was like.
Yeah,
ooh,
But-
and
but going back,
that's,
would
that's,
you
what-
say-
that's what
tips.
drew me to it.
His
Yeah.
But going back,
Yeah,
would
yeah,
you
yeah.
say Roy Keane and Messi could have
No.
grown up?
I think
So,
Roy Keane
okay.
would have
I think it's a
destroyed.
different
Okay, so
topic.
saying
I
no,
think it's
hold
a
on.
different topic. I want to talk about it like as a topic because I
Okay.
think that's a great
Okay.
great topic to talk about.
Okay.
But what was I gonna say?
Okay.
Okay, now I want to. I don't know how much time we have left, but okay, I could take the centenary
Not
kids, centenary college kids, into example for this because I see my brother coach them and my brother rip on them. And the reason why I love it is because we talked about this certain age and where 14, you got to start taking it.
Yeah.
And what I mean is that like, okay, if these kids aren't getting on each other, okay, and they're not expecting in the sense of expecting the best out of one another, like
Yeah.
they're to see the past, is that are they able to develop that at 14? You know what I mean? Change it and be like, okay, now I have to be taking it. Now I have to be giving. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because the reason why I say that is because at centenary, they can pass, they can bop the ball around now. They're good. They have my brother gotten, the coach O'Connor. They've gotten good players to come in, good players who can
Yeah.
play. They never yell at each other. And if they do, they whine like little babies, and they don't even talk sometimes after practice.
Yeah, which
and
is-
my point is that I'm afraid that they might have been that kid that wasn't able to take that.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm afraid of. Do you know what I mean? Because I've seen it in that college level, and I've seen it in the sense of, dude, like, Listen, when I've helped them out coaching, I'm like, you gotta get there. You have to get there. You have to be willing to desire. And if your teammate makes a desire, you have to be able to take it. You have to be able to yell at each other. And when you get off the field, especially at that age, you have to be able to be friends again.
Absolutely.
Because it's a
There's
different.
And you and I both dealt with it, by the way, with people who couldn't. And
which why I'm on the both fences. You know what I mean? That's why I'm on.
Because you're gonna lose some players. You're gonna lose some players.
And the thing is, like, are we setting them up for not being able to take that? And what I mean is a criticism in the sense of like, okay, sometimes I've heard senior kids yell and I'll be like, that made no sense. That was absolutely wrong. And so that's a coaching point of being like, you shouldn't have yelled at him there. That's wrong, and you need to go apologize at him for that.
And
in a
that's
different way.
different.
But,
That's different.
but when you go now, all these kids they think they're owed a job. Like you like Altieri. That's how you say his name, right?
Who?
I won't bring up.
No. His dad. Remember he commented on your thing on the.
This is his brother. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was his brother that said it.
No, this is his brother right here, sitting behind the camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, his dad made a good point of like, oh yeah, everybody's given a job.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No way. Like no, man. That's the thing. That's what I'm thinking. Is like
and
everybody's owed a job, and
by the way,
you do good work.
shout out to Aldo. By the way,
Aldo. That's his name. Aldo.
Yeah.
Oh, you do good work. And that's the point of like these kids not being ripped apart in college and them not ripping apart when they're going into work. They're like, oh, my boss. They don't know how to react.
Right, but I'm not saying you shouldn't have those conversations, but you're gonna lose certain
yes,
players.
definitely.
And those
but
certain
what I
weak
mean,
ones.
well, no. Wait. But I like what you're saying though, because you can't do it that.
You have to know the player.
A lot of great players did not have that mentality that you're talking about.
No.
Kaká, Ronaldinho, Messi. Like, these were talented.
Wait.
We gotta wrap it up. We gotta wrap it up.
Those are world-class players.
Fine.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
those are world-class players, so you got to let them go.
Fine.
You got to be like, okay, if their mentality's that, let them go. But for the average Joe, they got to be able to take it and move on.
Can we leave it at this?
Situational.
At the highest level, right? We're talking like, Development Academy, ECNL on the girls' side, highest level. Does it exist and should it be embraced by players? Not meaning that the coach, obviously the coach has to deal with it situationally and know his players and, like you said, not take them off, use that point at halftime, make sure they say the right things. But does it exist? Of course it does.
Yeah, but you know what?
Do you have to be able to take it and have thick skin as an athlete?
At a certain point.
At a certain point. Level.
If it's not natural, but I think what you're saying, if it's not natural, it's not in your blood. Okay, as a young kid, you shouldn't have to take it because that's coaching. Right. But when you get to a certain age, you have to. Everybody has to take it. I think that's how we're gonna get.
I don't know if I agree with that.
No, but wait, take it. Wait, take it. But no, wait.
We're out of time. We're out of time.
Okay.
We're out of time.
Beep beep.
So,
out of time. I just say it's situational. Point over.
Okay.
I can find common ground in that.
Situational.
And we obviously
situational and player management.
And obviously we grew up in a different atmosphere than you grew up in, and we embraced it. We happen to be two people that embraced it.
I know more kids are more afraid of my dad than their own dad, so you can imagine what situation I grew up in.
That's true.
It's
That's
seriously
true.
I've asked, but in the
I
sense
love your dad, by the way. I wasn't one of them.
No, so my dad's the best.
He's a great guy.
And I was going to make a point to agree with you guys, believe it or not. Do we have like a minute?
Yeah.
Do we have a minute? We have literally 1 minute.
Okay, what I was going to say really quick is, when I played on a team where I liked my teammates, I would rip them apart. When I played on a team where I didn't like my teammates or I didn't care about
That's
winning,
our new topic. About playing with players that you don't like, because we've all done it.
Okay.
Every team I've been on?
We've all done it.
Every team I've been on there? No, every team I've been on, I don't like somebody.
Of course.
Yeah, heck yeah. I don't like.
There's too many people. What are you going to like everybody?
I don't know, I'm saying like not liking everybody.
That's why I think people don't like me. Because I was
not
honest
liking
like
anybody.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's
people that don't
fair.
like.
That's fair. And it might be why we got along.
Let's save that for another topic.
Anyways, thanks to the Sparta Fieldhouse for letting us use the facility. Thanks to Joey for coming out. We'll do some more topics together, I'm sure. We're going to do one where we talk about his brand as well, so check out that one.
That was awesome.